Hey guys, Juan here. How is everyone doing today? So, if I could, I wanted to borrow your time. And I wanted to borrow your time if you are somebody in a relationship where you're struggling with forgiveness, you're struggling with resentment. And specifically, if maybe something has happened in your relationship where you've experienced hurt to a level that at times you have this little thought in your mind, and the thought says, I want to hurt them too. I want them to go through the shit that I went through because that was difficult for me. And I want to walk with you for a while. And by the time we get to this end place, right? Whether it's a 5K or 10K or a marathon, by the time we get to that uh, end place, if you call it, I want us to connect on something. Connect that you deserve to live your best life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be valued, to be a priority, to be all the wonderful things that I know that you're going to work towards. So in this scenario, what takes place within a relationship is that there can be conflict, there can be tension, there could be issues. And when these issues take place and we don't resolve them, and there's a pattern of them, we start to protect ourselves in a way, right? Maybe you've done it before. Think about your relationship. Was there something difficult that happened? Whether it was betrayal, dishonesty, your partner repeating certain negative behaviors over and over, even though they're saying they're not going to do it again, but it's back and forth. After a while, almost like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's got his spider instincts, right? And they protect him, and you've got yours, and they protect you. And maybe what took place whenever that hurt happened way back when, and it's still alive now, is that your spider instincts to protect yourself popped up, right? They came in, and it's like this giant shield, almost like in the movie 300. It was giant shield, like 4 feet tall, and then you're holding it up, and you're protecting yourself from your partner because you don't want to experience that hurt again. And what happens is that when you're protecting yourself from your partner, other behaviors come up inside of you. Behaviors of, well, I'm not going to give them love. I'm not going to give them kindness because they treated me some kind of way. And the protection does something really interesting. This is what I like to share with people. Almost like slow down time here, like in the movie, the movie The Matrix. So slow down time with me. Whenever we protect ourselves in an unhealthy way, like that giant shield in your relationship, you're you're also hurting yourself, right? Because if I close the door, nothing gets in. That means that if my partner has hurt me and I've got this giant shield, yes, I am protecting myself, right? Quote unquote, from the negative, from the hurt. But that also means that every day my partner is engaging in acts of kindness. Every day they're trying to bust a joke out to make me laugh. My shield, right? My 4 foot shield is so big that it's protecting me from any of that. I'm not going to receive any of it. So then it makes the relationship even more difficult. It makes the relationship have this really interesting point, a really interesting position where if you take a step back, right, and it's your relationship, you take a step back and you go, okay, how did I find myself here? Well, we were good at one point, right? You and I, me and my partner, and then something really terrible happened. An issue happened. A repetition of it took place, and then resentment started to build, and a lack of forgiveness started to build. And then over time, I protected myself so much that I removed myself from the relationship. And I not only removed myself from the relationship, I stopped feeding and nurturing the relationship. I stopped communicating with you. I stopped giving you the things that you were looking for. And here's what's interesting about this. We get to the question of, do you want to continue to live this way, right? And obviously people say, no, I want to get to a better place. I want to be happy in my life. I want to be happy in my relationship. I want to find and grasp contentment within my life. Well, right? And you're probably thinking exactly what I'm going to share here. Well, there's no really way of doing that with that giant 4 foot shield. There's no way of doing that if we're not nurturing our relationship. So what we have to find is we have to find this journey of understanding how to forgive another person and acknowledging that forgiveness is more about us, and removing resentment is more about us, is more about me. If I'm able to do these things, then I am allowing myself to walk freely in life. If not, then I am just anchored down by the past. And maybe in your relationship, you find yourself raise your hand and saying, I struggle with forgiveness. I struggle with resentment. I have that 4 foot shield. I want my partner to hurt like I hurt. And if you're checking those boxes, consider the last time that you felt connected in your relationship. And then consider how much of that connection, that lack of connection, has to do with your involvement, right? Your accountability, putting that shield down and then allowing yourself to tap into, break down that wall of vulnerability, and then allowing yourself to journey, right? To walk in that journey with your partner, to receive kindness, to receive love, to receive gratitude, to receive praise, and all of those things you deserve. And this is one area that I also like to connect to what we're sharing here. And it's helpful to get us to that place where you're able to forgive, you're able to put down that shield. And that's focusing on the good and not the bad. And often we overlook this. We overlook it because life tends to be busy, or because the issues are so dark that we stew on them, and it's all we see, right? Someone goes, "How's your relationship?" And we talk about the negative shit. We don't mention anything good. So then what I like to focus on is I like to focus on reversing that around. Focus on the good and not so much the bad. And then here's why. If you and I sat down together and we talked about the good, we're likely to feel good. If someone praised you for the good, you're likely to feel good. If you tap into the good of what's happening in your life, it builds strength. It builds muscles. You become like the Incredible Hulk without the anger part. It's more like the muscle, right? And then after building that confidence and building that strength and building those muscles, then, my friends, jump into the arena of working on the challenges, effectively working on them. The other way around becomes very difficult. It becomes difficult to drop a 4-foot shield when the strength is not there. I hope you found this conversation helpful. I hope in your life you're able to raise your hand and say that you deserve to be valued, you deserve to be a priority, and that you deserve to receive love and to give love. And then I want you to think about resentment. I want you to think about forgiveness. I want you to think about that big 4-foot shield. And then if you can, create a journey in your life where you're able to put that shield down, where you're able to build a stronger relationship with forgiveness, where you're able to heal and recover, and then find yourself in a space that you're not tied down to resentment, you're not tied down to forgiveness. Thank you for sharing space with me. Have a beautiful day.